Hi,
Welcome
Teacher
back.
Lunch,
Episode
Unwrapped.
2.
It's actually episode 1. I felt like episode 1 was like an
Like an
introduction.
intro? All right. I labeled
This is
it
like
episode 1.
All right, so now it's episode 2.
And we're going to try not to look here as much.
Yeah, we don't know how to do this.
No, because we want to do this podcast TV show because we've always wanted our own TV show. So guess what?
Now we got one.
We did it on our own.
Right. So it's called a pod show.
A pod
we
show.
made that up, we think.
Women can do anything they want to do.
Exactly, especially mothers,
I
teachers.
am woman, hear me more.
Yep, mothers, teachers, everything else. So
somebody
asked a question. They said,
But let's get their name. Do you remember?
I don't.
We'll look it up. She's going to look it up because we said we want to base this pod show on questions that our viewers and subscribers ask. Because we want to give you what you want, right?
Yes.
So we did get a question, and it was about
the work-life balance.
right between being a teacher, a mother, I mean, just having a life in general. So what was it? There you go.
Kind little learners. That's her
tag name. Okay.
She said, "Ooh, can you talk about the teacher work-life balance?" Well, boy, is it a balance. It's more like a juggling match.
It really is. Sometimes you just, I mean, I don't even know if we can give our secret to it because you just do.
There's no secret. I think the other thing that we have to say is we do what we want to do, right? So we make sure.
Meaning we put ourselves first?
I wouldn't say I put myself first, but I don't, at this age, at this stage in our life, we don't let things stop.
So, okay, let's start here. Kind little learner?
Kind little learners.
Kind little learners. Okay, when we were younger, we worked and had 4 kids. Let's go when we had our 4 children, because we did the same thing. Big, 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 little. Oops.
Well, I had big, big, little, little.
Because how many years are they?
So my last and my first is 10 years.
Right. Okay. So my last and my second are 10 years. My last and my first are 13.
Yeah.
And then 6
Yeah.
years.
And then my daughter, so I did 1 and 2, then a break, then 3 and 4.
Well, I will say this, the balance, when I only had 3, I was getting my master's. I was getting my associate's degree in library and working full time. And I was doing it online at Rutgers. And I remember putting the computer in my kitchen so that the littles were running around watching TV. I had dinner going, and I was online answering questions.
And I have to say, when I was getting my master's, I had all 4, and I had cancer. But the husband,
He helped.
tremendously.
Yeah.
Like, he did everything. I just had that laptop going, and I was nuts. And he'll tell you, I was crazy. I had to get all A's. I was like a perfectionist, which is crazy looking back now. I couldn't get anything less than an A, and it used to drive him crazy. Like, if I got 2 points off and it was a 98 and it wasn't 100. But I think that was my mind's way of not focusing on my illness, like focusing on something
That makes
else.
sense.
So that was something I could control.
That makes
whereas
sense.
my illness, I couldn't control.
Right. And you had
And
your
I
husband
had,
helping
thank
you.
God I had him. He would take them all day. And then like sometimes, and this is a secret, sometimes I just needed downtime and I couldn't do, because I was working part-time with you. We were sharing the job. Mm-hmm. And then I was getting my master's.
Okay.
And I was sick.
Yep.
And then sometimes I just wanted to watch Netflix. So I would put the computer up and pretend I was doing
do
schoolwork
it.
and just watch a show because I just needed a break.
It's a good way of, getting
I mean, yeah. So I'd be like, sorry, mommy's on in class right now, but I was really like watching something. I needed that for myself.
Yeah, I'm opposite her. When I was in class, I would have somebody, like they'd post a question and I'd wait for the person to post the answer. Like you had like threads. And then I would kind of like copy basically what they said and add my own little thing in there, my own little flair. Sometimes I'd be the first just because I wanted to be done with it. And I didn't necessarily have my husband as much because he was crazy, like trying to build up his own career, but I had my mother. If I didn't have my mother and my father, I basically said that they were my kids' parents because my mother did everything, like would bring meals over. And then when I got pregnant again, for the 4th, I had a great babysitter. She was young and she was mad at me that I got pregnant again because I was like, I just need, more help. But my parents.
Yeah, and I have to say my parents did help a lot. And
your mother was here.
My
a
mother
lot.
was here all the time
Doing
when the
laundry,
kids were little and interfering, and a lot of interfering. But it helped us. Like looking back, it really helped us.
Right. So let's think. So how did we balance it? We had help.
We had help.
We did not care to ask for help.
Ask for help.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's just the key there. Mm-hmm. Like, don't be afraid. We didn't have a lot of money either to have like a nanny.
No.
Like my babysitter, I think I paid her like $8 an hour, like here and there.
And I had my mother's helper, my neighbor next door, who was wonderful. I mean, I would have jumped out the window if I didn't have her. She came every day, but one was colicky. It's all blending in, but I had a colicky one, the third one, and I would just be like, Erin, please help me. and she would just come.
Yeah.
Because,
College
he
is
was
the worst.
working. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Through a lot. It was a lot. We're
You
not
just
going to tell
kinda
you it
do
wasn't
it,
a lot.
right?
You do it.
You
You just
just do
don't
it.
think, just do.
And then they get older. So like then what happens is that they start to get older and you can have your own life. So I started the bodybuilding. I loved it. That was like something for me. I was going to be 40. This is what I was going to do. But then I had, one of my kids had a bump, and you have to then put your focus in your kid. So I had to put my life aside to put my focus in my kid. And that pissed me off sometimes because...
But I think I might have hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
Maybe the bodybuilding was something you could control when your life was so out of control.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the key, is have something that you love
Yes.
and that you can control. I mean, it doesn't have to be, like right now, I think this is what we love, right?
Exactly.
I mean, my schoolwork I didn't love, but that was something I could control at the time.
Yeah, like when I left, so there was this morning, the Jets are on, and my whole family was in the den watching. It was very nice. It was a very nice moment. But I was like, you know what? I'm heading out because I love doing this.
We love this.
And this is my outlet, and this is our time together. And we get to like throw up whatever we want to say, and it makes us feel good for the day.
Yeah, it's like a therapy. It's a therapy.
It really is.
Therapeutical.
And we laugh.
Thing. And we do. We have so much fun.
Like she was just saying, so we just filmed some of our Italian skits, and she's like, I think some people don't like them. And we're like, we don't, they can F off. We don't care. Because I'm channeling MJ, and she's channeling her mom or her nana. And we channel people that we remember as kids. So anything we do is true, but it's from when we were young.
And it's also love. Like there's so many loving, good memories that we have.
They are great memories.
So it helps us.
Yes,
right?
they're great. Like I did one.
Joy.
I did one with my son's wife. My son's not married.
I know. I love that.
But that story is true from my brother.
And the same one when we did the baby with the no clothes. That's a story from somebody in my family. I'm not going to reveal it, but that they don't put the clothes on the baby. So I don't have grandchildren either. Not that we know of. We always say that. Not that we know of. But
it could be in the,
we don't know.
Creep up,
somebody's
going to
knock on the door. God forbid. Say God forbid.
God forbid. Knock on wood. God forbid. Oh, Madon.
Bless yourself. Do them all.
Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine?
No.
Like it could happen.
I know. My nephew was here with the two little ones, and I was like, I'm not ready for this.
No.
Up and down the stairs. Who's going to slip? Who's got a poopy diaper?
My one friend, she's like, I can't wait for my daughter to have a baby because she's working. She's a teacher like us. So I can stay home and watch that baby. I went, are you high?
Me? No way.
Every day you're going to now leave your job and babysit? No. I could see a day or two helping out. I would help out a day or two. But
And I think too, for the younger teachers who are just in it with their own children, it is a very draining job because you're just coming home and doing more of the same. So your name is being called all day. You're a teacher, you're giving and giving and giving and giving, and people don't understand that. Mm-hmm. It's a very selfless job because you're constantly somebody constantly needs you at all times. And sometimes it's 5 people that need you at the same time.
It's adults to the kids.
Everybody needs you. And then when you go home as a mother and a wife, you're still needed. So you're just emotionally exhausted and drained.
I think we have an armor. I think women are built differently. I'm sorry. I know there's stay-home dads, and I love that. But I'm going to talk just about us for a second, women right now. And I think we have this like superpower where we can just do it. Right?
Yeah.
You go to work, you're good at your job, whether it's an educator or not, and then you come home
and you're good at your
job. You're good at your job. And listen, we're not perfect, right? I mean, we make mistakes. I mean, I would have left my
people want to fire me from my mothering, but
I mean, or like I would have left my kids with like a corpse if I can run and do something. Like remember when they were little?
Yeah, I would put on any show.
You're breathing, come in,
I didn't know what show they were watching. Sometimes it was Spanish soap operas, and they were watching and they liked it, the novella.
Exactly. They were quiet.
And they were quiet.
I mean, I'd have my dad come. My dad at that point was like just not a good caregiver. I mean, he was a lovely man, but he would at least be an adult sitting in my Ridgewood home on the couch. And then I knew I couldn't get arrested.
He hardly talked.
You
try to strike up a conversation with him, he'd give you one more answer.
I mean, and my grammar school, high school friends say that about him, Bobby Cap. But he would come, I'd sit him on the couch, and I'd be like, all right, I'll be right back, Dad, bye. And I couldn't go to jail. I had an adult in my house. I mean, Austin did it all, if the kids needed anything, but that's what you do to survive, right?
Yeah, and you do what you need to survive. Yeah. And you can't judge, and don't judge yourself, and don't judge other people, because everybody's just doing what they can do to survive.
100%. I hate hearing that. But I will say something about teaching. We do get out at 3:30,
We do.
And that is a plus, because if your kids are in a different district, they're out almost the same time, right? So they might have to go to daycare, aftercare for a few
minutes, and that's fine.
But and we're off our holidays. So it is a great profession if you want to be a mom and you want to stay home with your kids. I know that my sister, she had a very big position, right? And she couldn't do that, but her husband did. He gave up his career and stayed home and raised the kids. It worked for them. It was great. My husband constantly is like, can I please be your brother-in-law? Because I would like to stay home in the next life. But it is something to say.
And then we had the ability to take time off and stay home, right? We adjusted our lifestyle. We didn't have what we have now because we didn't have two incomes.
Right.
But we did do it. Like, I was grateful, and I won't regret that ever, that I got to stay home and raise my kids for a few years, you know? And like, I know, like, there's a certain person we work with who's struggling with that, has a baby and wants to be home with their baby. And I remember feeling that. Like, I wanted to be home with my baby, and I did it. But you had to adjust. It was a lot on the working spouse, a lot, because all of the bills and all of that fell on them. But you took a lot of, like, well, you didn't have to pay for childcare and all of that, and you were able to do everything, right? You can clean your own house. You could.
I didn't love it.
You could do your lunch. No, we didn't love it, but we did it. I loved it at the time.
I know what you mean. Yes.
And I don't regret it.
I don't. Here's the thing about us. I think we're both the same. We don't regret anything we've done.
No. What is who we are today.
Right. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? You have to learn from it, right?
Right.
I mean, that's it. So I do remember staying home, and I did love it when I did it. And then I was glad to go back.
And then when you called me to come back.
But I still had guilt. Listen, you're going to always have guilt.
But when you called me to come back, I was not going back.
And I didn't care
no
what she said.
sign of me going back to work. None. Like, none.
Care. I called her up, and she was like, what? And I'm like, you're coming back to work.
You're like, you have an interview on Monday. I'm like, what? I didn't even have clothes. I remember going to the loft and being like, I have an interview. They're like, for what? And I'm like, for a job that I'm really not qualified for.
You have to remember, I was a librarian, and I was sharing the position, and the people I had shared with, I did not like.
I didn't like them.
I didn't.
I need this water.
And I did have a great person I shared with. She left. And then they were interviewing scary people, and I'm like, do me a favor. I like my superintendent. I'm like, I have someone. She used to work here. Look her up. Perfect. And he did. He was like, oh my God, she was a first grade teacher. She was excellent. Look at her evaluations. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to give you a schmuck. And sure enough, when she went in, they loved her, and it was for the library. And I was like, yeah, she's going back for her master's.
But I wasn't at the time, so I had to jump, and I don't lie, so I had to jump on. Thank God I knew my friend Christina, who was a professor at William Patterson. She's like, we have a library program. She's like, I'll get you in right now.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I had the documentation to get the job. Because
how many years did it take you?
It took me, well,
I know you had a bump.
I did the part-time, like I took like 2 or 3 classes at a time.
Okay. So it was
and
like
I would
2
say
years?
2.5 years, yeah.
And
I did graduate with the highest honors you can, all A's. Yes,
awesome.
I did. Sick.
Love that.
Sick as a dog.
But I will say I also went back for my master's in administrative. And that I went to class. And I have to say I loved that more because I loved going back on campus as an adult. I went to Ramapo. And because my college career was very different. I had to stay home.
We commuted.
Yeah, we commuted. But that was really fun. But that was hard to juggle, right? I'd be like, MJ, you need to come over. I have to leave for class because Scotty B's not going to be home for a while. But that was fun. That was fun. And I made time for that because I loved it.
I know, it sounds like we did so much. We accomplished a lot in our
really
lives.
Did.
But we're just starting. Like, you guys don't realize, like, for us, like, doing all that and accomplishing all that, we're just beginning. This next chapter is just beginning. And this is so exciting. And it's finally our time.
Because I do remember being young. And I'm just going to say in my late 30s, 40s, to me, that was young and caring in some ways, right? What I was doing, and I didn't want to miss things, and I had a lot of parties, and I do remember loving that life, right? Like,
we had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. We can give a care in the world if we do stuff.
Well, the lucky thing is we always had each other, right? So we always, like, we started that life as young mothers together, right? As starting out in our teaching career together.
Yep.
Like, when you left, I was still there. When I left, you were still there. So that kind of thing. Then we shared a job together.
Yep.
That was the best time of our career.
It was so fun. We had Fridays together. I can't even tell you.
Like, we can't even.
We can't. I mean,
we were so good at what we did.
We
though
really
those kids loved being with us. Could you imagine the two of us together? And like, I don't know. We're different, but we're the same, and we're fun, and we try things, and we don't care.
You didn't care, like, and you didn't care.
We were doing
if the kids loved
things.
her, loved me. Like, it wasn't even a thought. Like, we did the same. I think we even did the same books, but she had different classes than me because we were there.
We
was there
alternated,
Monday,
and then Fridays we were together.
And it was like one of those job shares where you just literally loved who you worked with, wanted that person to shine as much as you wanted to shine, and had the best time. I had to go full time because
You needed the health insurance.
I had to have health insurance. Things were
See, I didn't need it because I had my husband.
Right. And my husband was corporate, and those health insurance were so expensive. And
Ours is very expensive now too. I was just talking about that with somebody. It's like
mine,
$14,000.
No, I changed. I changed to the educational plan.
Oh, because that's what they want.
And you know why they want you to change?
So then they don't have to pay for them.
Also when we retire, that's the only plan you can be on as a retiree.
Yeah.
So I changed because my husband had cancer and my other son had an issue, and my insurance paid for it all. So I was scared to go down because I saved like $800 a month. It was costing me a fortune, and all the doctors stayed the same.
All right, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, no, it is. And I'm telling people, like, who helped me, Sarah, at school.
Yeah.
She had done a lot of research, but it really is, for me, like, it just costs now $140 for the ER, and my copays are $30, and it was used to be like nothing for the ER, and I think
$10 copay.
So what
what I have through Val's $25 copay, $200 copay for
He's
the
union.
ER. Yeah, he's electrician's union.
Union is I know, you could say what you want about unions, but their health benefits are really good. Like, that's why we teach.
Yeah.
But I don't know why these young kids go to teaching in some ways, because do they have
Well, now
any of
there's
those
no
perks?
incentive. No, there's no reason.
Do you
We were just
remember
talking
having
about
a
that.
first?
Yeah, we didn't
Cost us
nothing.
Nothing. We paid, first of all, our paycheck, we paid nothing into the health insurance.
Nothing.
Zero.
So now you're paying more
Yep.
for your health insurance, and when you're making more, they take more.
And we're not even...
So what is the reason to become a teacher besides loving children? That's
Exactly.
the only
And
reason.
everything is going up, but our salaries. So they expect you... So you have people at our school who are the breadwinners.
Right.
On, let's say, $100,000 with a family of 5 living in this area.
In this area is
impossible.
Impossible.
I mean, it's impossible. And then we are in negotiations now. Like, our insurance is probably going to go up, and our taxes are going up, and
Right, the cost of living is going up.
Everything is going
The cost
up.
of living, we got like a 2% raise over 5 years, something crazy, and the cost of living was what, 12%?
Like,
So
I don't
it didn't even
understand.
match.
Besides summers off and the hours, I'm curious what the incentives are if
You have to
somebody
love
out there.
children.
Yeah, I guess it's just the love of kids, and
Which I
it is
do. I
fun.
love children, so I'm happy. Like, I wouldn't have chosen another job. I mean, and now if I were my kids' age, I wouldn't choose. Well, I probably would because I do love kids. But
My daughter chose nursing, which I thought was a great career too, because she does want to be part of her kids' lives. And I think in nursing as well, you can, rearrange
there's a
your
lot of
schedule, a lot
flexibility.
of flexibility. So I think that's a good one. But these gals who have these high-powered jobs, I love it. I love it to death.
But now it's working from home. Like, there's
Yeah.
more flexibility in
Yes.
the corporate field as
Yes.
well.
And the guilt is no matter what.
No matter
position
what, you're going to have
If you
it.
stay home, you have guilt. If you go to work, you have guilt. If you go,
Yeah, stop the guilt.
I can't stop the guilt.
I can't
sometimes.
either. But we're going to do that. That's going to be our
I mean,
resolution.
I didn't have guilt coming here, leaving them.
No, I don't have guilt doing any of this. I
No,
love
there's no guilt on
There's
this.
no guilt.
This is guilt-less.
Guilt-free.
Guilt-free.
All right, but I think we should end on that.
Yeah, so
'cause
we
we've been
want, now
rambling.
remember, we rambled about a lot. Ask questions, whatever you want.
Any
We will-
topic, food, recipes.
And it's kind of like Romper
parenting.
Room. We saw, what's her
Yeah.
name? Little Learner?
Little learner.
Little
in our
learner.
mirror,
Thank you
the
for your
magic mirror. Oh, we
question.
should get a magic mirror.
We'll get
We
a
have a
magic
magic mirror
mirror.
behind us.
We're going to get like a little magic mirror. Who do we see? We see Little Learner with her question. So thank you for your
Okay.
question.
All right.
That's all we got.
That's all we got. Bye.
Bye.